Okay, part two.
Okay, we're gonna start off with Richie's question.
Part two.
What is your earliest memory?
My earliest memory. What is my earliest memory? You're laughing about something, aren't you?
Is it when you step on a snail?
My earliest memories are when I was small. And for some reason, when I was small, I was really outdoorsy. And I'm not anymore. Like, I just want to stay inside. Like, I could even wear these sunglasses all day in the house. If people let me. I don't think my mom would like it. But anyway, my earliest memory, I was small. I was like 3 or something. I don't even know how old I was. And there would be snails outside of our house. So I would step on them with my bare feet. I don't know why. I would step on them and then light them with it or something.
Are you serious?
Because I always did it. I don't know how many snails I've murdered in my life. So snails, if you're watching this,
More likely.
I'm sorry. You know, things happen. Shit happens.
Okay.
You know?
Richie wants to know, what is the best decision you've ever made?
The best decision I ever made was roleplaying as Rick. Roleplaying as Rick has been the best decision I ever made. Because not only did I meet awesome people and stuff like that, but it's helped me with my writing, my personal writing. And again, I have Murph to thank for that. So I love you. And best decision I ever made, well, it wasn't really a decision, it was a surprise, was going to the 30 Seconds to Mars concert. Oh,
You had to decide to accept the surprise.
best decision I ever made was telling my aunt about the CD signing after the 30 Seconds to Mars concert. Because if I didn't tell her, neither of us would have gotten the CD signed. Yeah, you felt like you had to puke because you were going to see Jared.
This is not my movie.
It's understandable, though. It's understandable. He's perfect. He's beautiful. And I could go on because I was in his tag for about an hour and a half last night.
You just don't want to cut this into like 4 parts.
Okay, go ahead.
Richie asks, what's the biggest lie you've ever told?
The biggest lie I ever told. The biggest lie I've ever told. Do I lie often?
I don't know. You could be lying right now.
I don't think I lie often.
You could be lying throughout this whole video.
See, things I do, like, I'm an asshole sometimes. But like I don't really lie that much. Because when I lie, I get this big knot in my stomach, and it feels like I'm being twisted. And I'm like, oh, I gotta tell the truth. Well, I lied to someone before about something. That was so descriptive.
That gave her.
Well, I lied to my mom about. Oh yeah, me and Glenn, we were younger. My mom had this goblet and fruit bowl set, and it was like really expensive. And me and Glenn broke the fruit bowl. I don't even remember how we did it. So we crazy glued. Did you know about that? We crazy glued the pieces together. So. And we left it like that, and we were like praying and hoping that she didn't find out, and she never did until we were like 20.
And then it was too late.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wow, I'm so rebellious. Okay, go ahead.
Anon wants to know, if you could have the show flashback to anything, what would it be?
That's interesting. Okay. There's a Shane. An old Shane. Well, I don't know if they're so in Shane Walsh, Mel. Me and her always talk about how there wasn't enough pre-apocalypse bromance Shane and Rick moments. So we thought, it's not really a flashback, but hey, who cares? What we thought would be really awesome was a spin-off of Rick and Shane before the apocalypse. Just going about their day, as cops, you know, doing what they did best, talking like they did in the first episode. Yeah, I would like that.
Anon wants to know, what does the fox say?
I think I know who that is. And I think I'm looking at a message in my inbox right now.
I think so too.
I don't know.
Does the fox say that, or you don't know what the fox says?
The fox says all kinds of things that whispers into my ear. I don't know if you're relating to that god awful video that's on YouTube. Have you seen it?
No, I've heard about it.
It's horrible.
I've seen it.
It's so annoying. What the hell? So yeah, I don't know how to answer that.
Anon?
Why is everyone hiding from me?
Because they're scared. Suddenly,
Don't be scared.
there are two Ricks.
Oh,
Show
I love
Rick
this question.
and your RP version of Rick. They are both at the prison with the same group of survivors. Would your Rick fight Show Rick on making decisions as leader?
See, there's a problem with that.
Why?
Because I like to play Rick very canon.
So would Rick fight with Rick?
So what I'm going to say is show Rick and RP Evil Rick in the same AU. Which I have been dying to do.
So Rick's out there.
Canon Rick and Evil Rick. So if any Ricks watch this, which I doubt, tell me. And we can do Evil Good Rick. But anyway, Evil Rick and Show Rick. Evil Rick would not agree with any of the decisions because he's keeping everyone alive. So Evil Rick would not like that because he just wants to kill them. So he'll just probably try to kill Show Rick. Show Rick would probably kill him instead though. With his machete. Like Tomas. Okay. Next question.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay. Anon wants to know, name 5 of your favorite songs, but each song has to be from a different artist.
Oh,
So
5 of my favorite songs?
Yeah.
Out of character? Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't say it, but I don't know. Okay.
Number 1 favorite song is Do or Die by 30 Seconds to Mars. And that's hard because that's me from different artists. Because the whole list would be 30 Seconds to Mars. So, Do or Die is like my song. Like, it's always in my head playing. Second favorite song would be Iridescent from Linkin Park. Third favorite song would be Permanent from David Cook. Fourth favorite song would be what's that song from Panic at the Disco? The last track on the new album. I know what it's called. All things in. No. The end. No. Shoot. What is it called? I believe that it is called. Okay, fourth favorite song would be In the Darkness by Dead by Sunrise. Okay. So, okay, let me recap that. First favorite song would be Do or Die, 30 Seconds to Mars. Iridescent, Linkin Park. Permanent, David Cook. The End of All Things, Panic at the Disco. And what did I just say? In the Darkness by Dead by Sunrise.
Alright, you managed it. Alan again says, if he had the chance, how many kids would Rick have had with Lauren?
As many as he could have. Although, I don't know how that would be for Lori. But as many as he could... He'd be really busy. Yeah, as many as he could have.
Okay. Murph? Okay, we need to know waffles or pancakes.
Pancakes. Chocolate pancakes, all the chocolate dressings and chocolate chips and chocolate shavings and chocolate whipped cream and chocolate syrup and just chocolate everything. Because I'm obsessed with chocolate, I need intervention.
Murph, ask cake or pie?
Cake. Chocolate. Anything chocolate with fudge and chocolate crust and chocolate everything.
Murph, when did you start role playing? That's not like I was asking Murph.
Okay. Started role playing on Tumblr in March as Rick. Thank you, Murph. Because Murph told me. But we started role playing actually when we were 11, or I was 11, so we were 9. When I was 11, so 11 years ago, we used to write these little papers. They were little papers, and we would write to each other, and it was like as actors. Or singers, or whatever. Colin Farrell. Glenn did it too.
Glenn was Colin Farrell, wasn't he?
Glenn was Colin Farrell. So we used to do that. And then it progressed into really long papers that would...
With OCs.
With OCs that we made up, which we still currently do. And it would be really long. And just like, we would fill up the whole back paper of description of what happened.
Weren't we younger though? Because Nick Carter, remember? I was like 6.
Okay, so maybe 7, 8, I don't even know. So then we changed it to Twitter for our OCs, which has actors and everything in it. And so we did that, and then we brought it over to Tumblr. So somewhere lurking is our OCs, and no one will know who they are, and I'm not telling. No one is telling.
What if they ask nicely?
Nope.
Okay. Murph, comics aside, where do you think the character of Rick is heading in the show? What is something you'd like to see happen with him?
Comics aside, where do I think he's heading? Well, right now I think he's heading towards... Well, I think it all depends on how they take the turn with the governor in this next episode. Like, what he's gonna do, why he was staying out the prison. But I think that the dictatorship might be just a bit coming back. Maybe, a bit of democracy in there with the council and Daryl and all that. But I think he's back to being the leader of the group. And not just neglecting his duties because he's scared. Or fearful of what might happen. And something I would like to see in the show, I would like to see more of him. More of the scenes with him and Carl, like that, in tournament. And then I would like to see him with Daryl and Michonne, like just the fighting the walkers thing. Kind of like when Daryl, Michonne, Ty, and Bob were all hoarded when they were going up to the college. Something like that with Daryl. Because I really miss him fighting the walkers, because I personally think he's the best at it. Because he's badass, and he's awesome. And he's smart. And he's kind. And he's beautiful. Okay.
This question is like for both of us. How do you think Carl would be if Lori survived and the baby didn't?
If Judith died at birth and Lori survived, I think it depends on how Lori would handle it. Like, if she would need that comfort, if she would go to him or not, or if she would distance herself, because she was going through that stage where she didn't want to tell him anything because of his burdens. So I think Rick would want to go to her, like, to close that distance between them and stuff like that. But I think also that there would be a bit of sorrow still there, especially with the baby, because that was like a hope. So I think the slight coldness will still be there, and I think he would be a lot harder. I think knowing that his baby died would have been like almost the same like with Lori. I think it would have been less hard. He wouldn't have gone into that tailspin he did, but I think that he would have been a bit hardened because knowing that Will could also take his baby. So what about Carl?
think that Carl... that maybe he might have been a little bit more hopeless than he is now. Maybe acted like he blamed Lori for it, even if he didn't.
But do you think he would be as cold and as hard as he is now? Because it started after he...
Just thinking... Because if the baby died during that thing, Carl would still almost have to do the same thing.
No, not really.
Because if you are dead in the world, you still turn into it.
No, not if the baby died.
Well, that was what I was envisioning.
Oh.
If the baby was just like stillborn, then he maybe would have made up with his mom more. But if he had to do the same thing, I think it would have been a lot more hopeless. Because it gives him nothing to protect. Just for you, which threads do you most enjoy? Is there a type of thread you have always wanted to do but haven't gotten a chance yet? Which is you actually just talking about that.
Okay. Which threads do I enjoy most? We'll cut this and put part 3.